In this video, let us use the concept of double integral to find a surface area. In the first problem, find the surface area of a plane in the first octant, where the plane equation is given by 36x plus 16y plus 9z equals 144. This is the corresponding graph of the surface, where A, B, C are the values 4, 9, and 16 respectively. To understand how to obtain these points, consider the following solution. Let this one to be your equation 1. Step 1. Draw the region and find the bounds. Since we are given a plane to be intersected with a coordinate axis, we find the z-intercept. That is, we let x and y to be 0. Hence, this one should cancel out and then we are left with 9z equal to 144, which gives us z equals 16. Applying the same concept for the y-intercept, we have x and z to be 0, which gives us 16y is equal to 144. Dividing 16 both sides gives us y equal to 9. For x-intercept, setting this one to 0 gives us these values to be 0, and we have 36x equal to 144, which gives us x equals 4. So that this will be the part of the surface bounded by the line segments described by the points A, B, and C. And if we take the projection of this surface towards the xy plane, what we have is this triangle, the region which will be the basis for our bounds. And in the projection, this is the region R. And this segment is described by the line y is equal to mx plus b, where b is the y-intercept and m describes the slope. Notice that the slope is the rise over run, but since this is inclined in this way, you must have a negative value. Therefore, the slope is negative 9 over 4. So that in this formula for the surface area, we have the following setup. In this way, what we use is the orientation dy dx. Means the strip you're taking is vertical. So that's why we have this one. And this limits describes the height of the strip. Therefore, you have your y upper to be this one, and this one is your y lower. If you trace this one, your y upper is described by this line. And your y lower is precisely equal to 0. Therefore, this is the equivalent bounds. We have the y upper and we have the y lower. And for the constants 0 and 4, this can be obtained if you project this region towards the x-axis so that you will obtain this line, a line from 0 to 4. If you want to learn more about these orientations, dx dy and dy dx, you may refer to our previous video at which we cover all those interpretations for this type of integral. The link is given in the description. Now, for our next step, step 2, let us try to simplify this integrand. That is this one. So that after we simplify this one, we can have the full setup of our integral. Now, from equation 1, we have this equation. We will solve for z sub x and z sub y. So that from this equation, we transpose everything and divide by 9. Hence, we have z is equal to this value. And let's simplify this one. We have 16 and we have negative 4x. Derive z with respect to x. Hence, we have z is equal to negative 4. This one gives derivative equal to 0 and this one gives the derivative equal to 0. For this one, we have z equals negative 4. Now, for z with respect to y, we have this one. So, this is 0 and this one left with negative 16 over 9. So that this value is equivalent to this one. We simply substitute everything. And now we simplify this one, LCD, and then this gives you the simplification, which is 1 over 9 times the square root of 1633. Hence, we can now proceed to our step 3. That is to integrate the setup. The setup is this one. This is the formula, which is to be substituted by 1 over 9 square root of 1633. Hence, we have this simplification. So instead of substituting this value towards this integrand, since this is constant, we may factor that out and we have this one. Now, if we integrate this one, starting with the inner part of the integral, this means we need to deal with negative 9 over 4x plus 9 dy, which is equal to y evaluated from 0 to negative 9 over 4x plus 9. So that you can simply equate this one to negative 9 over 4x plus 9. That is this value. Now, factor outing this common constant gives us negative x over 4 plus 1 times 9. Since we have 1 over 9 here, this one will cancel out. And we are left with negative x over 4 plus 1. Or equivalently, 1 minus x over 4. The integral of 1 is equal to x. And the integral of this one is x squared over 2 times 4 we have x squared over 8. Evaluated from 0 to 4. So that what we can obtain for this one is 4 minus 4 squared over 8 minus 0 for these values. And we have 4 minus 16 over 8, which is equal to 4 minus 2, which gives us the value equal to positive 2. And therefore, the final answer is 2 square root of 1,633 square units, the surface area of our triangle. Now, for our challenge problem, use the double integral to find the surface area of a portion of a sphere above z equals 2 and below the plane z equals 4. In the solution, we will use the polar form of the integral to solve this problem. To visualize this problem, the portion of the sphere above the plane z equals 2 and below the plane z equals 4 is this one, a part of the sphere. Now, if you take the projection of this portion of the sphere onto the xy plane, then you will have this circle, its shadow into the xy plane, which will be the basis for our bounds. For the solution, let's follow similar steps as the previous problem. Here we let the equation of the sphere to be equation 1. Step 1. Draw the region and find the bounds. Here at z equals 2, substitute this one to the value of z, you will have x squared plus y squared plus 2 squared equals 25. Transpose this one to the other side and subtract the value. This gives you this one, which is 25 minus 4, which is equal to 21, and we have square root of 21 squared. This means this one is your radius. Hence, we have a circle of radius square root of 21. Now, for z equals 4, we apply similar steps and then we obtain this one. This time, we have a circle with radius equal to 3. Let us now graph these equations into the xy plane. First, we have the radius 3 and then this circle. For the value square root of 21, this is approximately 4.6. Hence, we have these circles with the following equations. Now, notice that the formula for the surface area is expressed in terms of x and y. However, this region is best described in terms of radius and theta. Hence, we convert this one into the polar form of an integral. For the bounds of theta, we can consider 0 to 2 pi. For the radius, we have from 3 to square root of 21. Hence, we have these values which will be the bounds for our integral. To fully convert this one into the polar form, let us solve for this one and convert that one in terms of r and theta. So that for our step 2, simplify this one and set up the integral. Here what we have is that from equation 1, we isolate z in the sphere equation. And then we take the square root. Here we only consider the positive square root since z is greater than 0. That is the portion above the xy plane. Deriving this z in terms of x gives us this derivative. We have 1 over 2 times this square root, and then this one comes from the derivative of this inside term. And we can cancel this constant, and hence we are left with negative x divided by this square root. We can do the same for z sub y, and the result is this one. Only this y value is the difference. We can now simplify the integrand square root of zx squared plus zy squared plus 1. Hence, we can substitute these values and this gives us this one. Simplifying this one by taking the LCD gives us this term. Here, notice that when 1 is multiplied by this LCD, we have this value. So that we can cancel x squared and we can cancel y squared. Hence, we are left with square root of 25 all over this LCD. So that this one gives us the value equal to 5 and this one gives us the value r squared. Hence, we have this simplification. So that in our next steps, the integral given is this one and the bounds are given to be 0 to 2 pi and 3 to square root of 21 and this integrand is converted into this form. And note that dA is equal to rdr d theta. For step 3, we integrate this setup. Now, notice that this one is independent of theta. Therefore, we can use the separability property. That is, we separate the integral in terms of theta and the integral in terms of radius. Notice that this one gives you theta evaluated from 0 to 2 pi, which gives us the value of this integral, which is 2 pi. Now, let us try to solve this integral. To solve this one, there are few choices for the value of u. You might want to choose this u inside the square root, or perhaps you might want to choose this one. So that the first derivative neutralizes the square root inside this integrand. What we have here is that the derivative of this one is 1 over 2 times the square root of this term. And this one is obtained by deriving the inside term of this square root. That's why you have negative 2r dr. If we cancel out 2 and multiply negative 1 both sides, we have this result. Negative du is equal to rdr all over this square root. Notice that this term appears in the integrand. Now, to completely do this one, we have to change the variable. When r is equal to 3, you have u is equal to 4. That is 25 minus 9, which is 16, and the square root of 16 is equal to 4. When r is equal to the square root of 21, this one gives you 25 minus 21, which is 4. And the square root of 4 is 2. Therefore, we have the following simplification. We have 2 pi for this one, and this one we have to preserve this constant 5, and this term is equal to negative du. And the limits is from 4 to 2. And notice that we have a property that we can multiply by negative 1, but we can interchange the limits of integration. Hence, we have this simplification. So here we multiply 5 by 2, and then you have 10 pi. Integrating this one normally gives us this simplification. We have u for this one and evaluated from 2 to 4. And this gives us the value 10 pi times 4 minus 2, which gives us the value of the integral, which is 20 pi square units. Therefore, the surface area of this portion is equal to 20 pi square units. In our next video, we will cover the triple integral in cylindrical coordinates, at which the integral bounds is described by the solid in 3D space. And if you want more of the contents like this, subscribe and see you in our next video.